Have to ask yourself is it for you? Is that to know that, oh, this company is reliable? Not connect with them on social media, follow them on all their pages, Facebook. All right. My favorite part of this industry.
Gosh, the wealth of knowledge and information we've been receiving the last 2 days, unbelievable. Being present online and at events and in the community, you just never know who you'll meet. So I'm just so grateful. Um, but I'm so excited. Hopefully, I say your name correctly, Tyneshia. Um, so I have Tyneshia with us of
Hello.
Tootles Event Sitters. How amazing. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to go ahead and give you the floor.
All right. Okay. Thank you guys. I do apologize for the tech. I thought I had it down. I've been practicing all night. So as Stephanie said, my company is Tootles Event Sitters. And first off, Stephanie, thank you so much for reaching out to me on bringing this to more in depth of the industry because I feel like it is a part that is being overlooked. Um, and it's so much, it's like a lot of money left at the table that I know that nanny agencies would benefit from on a different, adding this service to their business. Um, so thank you. Now I will say that I am a northerner, so I do talk really fast. So please tell me to slow down, or if there's anything that you need to want me to repeat, I'll be more than happy to do so. And if please ask questions as I'm going along because I don't really like hearing my voice the whole time. So I'll be more than happy to stop and be able to answer questions because I want you to get all the information that you need for you to succeed. So a little bit of information and background about me. I'm a mom of three busy children. I am a solo mom. One day I'm a theater mom. My daughter, who is now 11, going on to middle school. Fun times for those that have those children and they're girls. I am a football mom. And now my youngest one just started baseball. So now I'm a baseball mom. So I do have that hat goes on and off. One minute I'm coaching vocal lessons, next minute I'm teaching how to throw a football, and the next minute I am saying, stand up straight, hold the bat this way. And then I am a business mom. So these are my three. They are my pride and joy, and they are the ones that keep me going because they are very expensive. So anyone that has children, you guys understand. So that's a little bit about me. We went to this is a picture of us at the Statue of Liberty this summer. We had a very low-key vacation. So we went to New York and went to the Statue of Liberty. All right. So event babysitting. One thing that you have to ask yourself is it for you? Is it for me? And it's not for everybody. So for an example, you nanny agency, I love you guys. I don't know. I give you all the props. I've tried. I can't wrap my head around it. Um, with my background being early child education, and I have been a center director for several centers, and an area manager for the largest childcare facility in Central Florida between here, Miami, and Texas. So I got my feet wet and we're done with families and childcare like that. So um an overview of what we're going to go over in this presentation is an overview of event sitting. Basically, it's understanding the concept and the scope of event sitting. Benefits of adding it to your existing business is the income revenue, adding more income to your increasing your revenue. We will go over steps to integrate how the services into your already existing nanny agency, or if you do offer event sitting and there are things that you're trying to figure out because there is not a manual out there yet. There will be some tips in here that will maybe answer your questions that you've been kind of like going around with. So benefits, three ways your company benefits from adding the services is attract more clients. With you offering event babysitting makes your business appealing to a larger clientele. That clientele could be someone that has not even looked at you before. But now it's like, oh, who is this? Making you're using your name out there and branding it everywhere you go. For those that may offer hotel sitting, it's putting your name into more connected with the higher key players of the hotel. Like I said, increasing your revenue, communicate big value prop and be truly straightforward. It's going to help you bring extra to your business. Like some of us, we have our bank accounts and we're trying to figure out how do we put a little bit more aside to help with inquiring a new business. This can be that revenue that can assist you with that. Enhancing your reputation, providing a comprehensive solution to boost your credibility. It is allowing your community that you're in that to know that, oh, this company is reliable, not just based on your reviews, but you can handle your sitters, your nannies can handle a large scale of children or any children on any different level and ages. Okay, so the first thing is research and identify your niche. And I know some people are like, it's event sitting. What what is there need to research and niche? Um, and there is a lot of research out there because a lot of companies run it differently. And understanding the event industry is very, very different. Depending on where you're at, I'm in Central Florida. We also have a location in New Jersey. Two different environments when it comes to events in the event industry. Central Florida is very friendly. How do we help one another? I want you to level up. Network events here, there. It's like there's no way you cannot be at a networking event. There's nowhere you cannot find one here in Florida overall, not just Central Florida. Now, when you look at my New Jersey market, it's like finding a needle in a haystack, trying to break down the barriers to get in connected with those key players, knowing, understanding the trend that's going out there, understanding how can I promote to that clientele out there? They need us, but they're not as easy to reach as it is for our Central Florida clientels. And I know they need us because one of our biggest clientels are the ones that come from up north and they're coming here to Florida. They're the ones that book. They're quicker to book because they're like, oh, we don't have this up here. Yeah, I know, but just trying to work it to figure out how to get there. So and it's just come to a lot of researching. It's just been researching that market and learning trying to figure out a different angle. So researching your event industry, finding out who the key players are, and once you find out who they are, do research about them. Connect with them on social media, follow them on all their pages, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, wherever they are, you want to be connected with them. You want to show up. If they're posting threads, you want to be on their thread. You want to comment, you want to connect. However, even if you're just liking a post because you're not sure what to say, but you're trying to get in front of them. Identify specific events and demographics. Know where you want to do your events at. I don't touch Miami. Miami is a whole other beast with Florida. If I get an inquiry for Miami, I have a company out there that I pass off to them, because that's their home base. They have they can give that quality service that that clientele is looking for. So I know I know what I would touch and what I wouldn't because of the ins and outs of trying to get through Miami traffic and deal with certain things. It's just not worth my energy to deal with that if I don't have to. So you want to learn your demographics. You want to learn what areas you like to stay out of and where areas you're like, oh, we can handle this, we can take care of this. And being in Central Florida right now, we have enough connections that we're busy enough here that we don't need to spread out to Miami. Now we do touch on like Jacksonville because Jacksonville pops up every now and then. We'll do Tampa. Jacksonville's like 3 hours from us. Tampa's an hour. So we're kind of still do those areas, but I know Miami is not right now in our path or in our future at this moment. Um, the same thing with I'm researching our areas, the demographics in New Jersey, trying to understand where our clientele is, where they're hosting events, where the weddings are taking place. So and I have a whole research system that I designed when I first started the business. So now I'm using that, and it's not an overnight process. It is a process that do take time, and it's trial and error. You'll learn what works, what doesn't work, what you have to change. The same email make that go out with a client here, excuse me, is not going to sound the same when I send it to a client in New Jersey because of the way they process things, the way they think. What's worth to them is not worth to my clientele in Florida. Tailor your services. Customize your offering to meet your unique needs to cover your niche and make your business stand out. And we'll go over a little bit of that in our marketing side, so then you'll understand more in depth about what to offer and where you want to aim at with your company, with the services. Okay. Uh-oh. There we go. All right, specific events and demographics. The type of events that you can use are wedding, corporate functions, or community events. And again, it all based on your demographics. Some demographics, I have a lot of wedding planning friends, and corporate functions is not in their area. So we do a lot of weddings for them. It's not something big. Then I have planner friends that weddings is very small in their area, but the corporate functions are huge. So understanding where you want to be at, do you want to work with a large luxury wedding planner that the wedding guest count is 500? So you're probably looking at about 60 to 90 children. Or do you want to work with a wedding event planners that work on a more smaller personal scale, maybe 100 and under guest count, and you may have like 10 to 20 children. So understanding what your staffing load can handle and what you are willing to handle and offer on the wedding side. And the same thing with the corporate functions. Being in Central Florida, we have huge corporate functions. There's times that we'll get clients, they'll call us and say, we're having 200 kids. Now we have to look and say, okay, can we do that? Because they're going to block us out for a week because they're at our convention center. Are we able to take, that week off and say, hey, we need all hands on decks with the 200 children for a whole week, and it's 8-hour days, probably sometimes it's 10-hour days. So that's a lot of things that we do evaluate. With corporate functions, we are just now, I just added level us up a little bit in corporate. I kind of wanted to stay a little bit small with corporate functions. I'm more of a personal person. I like to be more personal and not feel like I'm a robot when it comes to the functions. And I don't like my staff to feel burnt out. So we have been staying at the smaller corporate functions level, but it seems like we're starting to get pushed more to the higher corporate function level. But that comes down to me communicating with my staff on how do they feel, how do we feel, do you feel like we can handle this? And so far we've been succeeding, so we're doing good. And then you have your community events. Some community events like churches, they'll reach out to you and they're having we just did a 24-hour prayer for a church. And they had prayer starting at 7 p.m. on a Thursday, and it ended at Friday at 7 p.m. So it's okay, what are we doing with that? Are we make it into a block shift, or we one person has to work all of it? But no, we did block shifting. We were very exhausted afterwards because that was a very busy weekend for us because we had a corporate event after that. But we allowed our sitters to sign up in block shifts. Some worked all shifts, some only worked two, some only worked one. But it's something that you're willing to offer as part of your services. This is a church that we built a relationship with right after COVID. So they call us for every community event they do. When they do their event in the park, they like for us to come out and set up a little play area for the kids to play, for them to relax, burn some energy off while the parents are walking around, worshiping, singing, doing things like that. So we do offer that for our clientels. Um, like I said, demographic analysts, understanding the different clientels. Every client, and you guys know this already, is not the same. Something simple sounds simple for one client, it's not the simple for the next client. Your wedding client and your corporate client are completely different clients. And the reason why of that is because your wedding client is the decision maker. Those are the ones it's like the final say in it, unless it's like the groom, the mother of the groom, or the mother of the bride. We get a lot of that they're like, we're paying for it. We're not going to bother them. So that's fine. Those are our clients. As in with your corporate client is not the decision making person. They have to take everything back to a board. They have to take everything back to their lawyer. There's so many times that we've had Zoom calls with their lawyers to go over our contracts. And there's times that they don't even ask a Zoom call. They just send a contract back and it's all written all over and ticking off. And you're like, what just happened here? So then you have to send it off to your lawyer to take a look at it because you don't want to say, yes, it sounds good. And when at the end of the day, something happens and they walk away with a full refund because of one word that you didn't understand, compared to if something happens, then everyone just split both ways. So corporate, like I said, is a whole different it's a different clientele than the wedding. So you have to be able to be very quick, swift, and minded when it comes to responding to corporate clients, and staying professional, and also sticking to your contract because they will try their best to rewrite your whole contract to benefit them more, even though you're providing similar services for corporate and weddings. But they, at the end of the day, they kind of want to walk out with they have the best hand if anything shall happen. Being in Florida, our wedding season is our hurricane season. So that's it's fun. But we have a solid contract written in there, basically saying we don't control the weather. We can't do anything. If I could, it would be sunny all day and I'll be at the beach, but we can't. So customize, learning your clientele and seeing if they are more customized clientele. So when we get clientele from Disney, we already know they want the works. Our Disney clients, they want customized art crafts. They want it based on whatever their Disney theme is and where they're having their wedding at. If whatever Disney property they're on, we have it all set up. We know how that when they come in, we're like, okay, this is what they want. So we know how to sell to them because we know what their vision of their wedding is. And we know our Disney clients are just Disney fans. So anything Disney, they're happy with. So that's certain that, when it comes down to adding the service or enhancing it to increase your revenue, are some things that you need to research and figure out which way you will go. In my personal opinion, and we'll go a little bit more into each of these event types, is I always suggest to anyone that is starting out or trying to figure out a pattern is start with one. It can become very overwhelming when you're trying to conquer wedding, corporate, and community. Pick one after your research, see which one is the most needed, and focus on that one. Focus on building the reputation of that one, because then all the other ones are just going to come together. It's just going to fall in place. You're going to have certain things, and all you have to do is go in there and tweak it. Okay. Specific event babysitting services. Weddings. So weddings are you providing services at a wedding, allowing parents to enjoy the event while their children are engaged in supervised activities. So we have tons of weddings. We have a lot of venues that we're connected with. So we kind of know the ins and out of them. We have couples that call us and they're like, hey, we're having a wedding at this venue. We're looking at about 20 to 25 kids. In my head, I'm like, you're probably going to get 15. You're just, because they're estimating. What do you offer? Knowing that venue, we know how to sell to that client because we know the type of clientele that venue brings. We knowing the things that we offer for the weddings because we're on site and some weddings we're not on site. So that's the other thing you will need to figure out if you want to be able to say, hey, we're only going to be able to be on site, or no, it's okay, we'll go into an Airbnb. We get a lot of Airbnb calls because again, we're in Florida and it's a destination. As in my New Jersey clients, we're on site. And we're in a room off site, off the ballroom or wherever they are. We have a room. Now, we always do is if we've never been at that venue, we go tour the venue to make sure that the room that they're putting us in is safe. That's going to give us enough room because sometimes we've walked in venues before and we're like, yeah, these kids aren't fitting in here on top of staff. And because they don't understand like babies got to move around and the older kids are in there and then you got to put staff in there and do activities with them. So those are a safety measure that we have in place for our clientele, and we assure them that. Also, so with offering weddings, it comes to a lot of times it's the bride or the groom, someone just is getting ready to have a baby on their bridal party, and they don't want to leave their side. So they want to make sure that their friend or family or cousin is able to still have fun while the wedding is going on and can pop in when they feel like it, that type of thing. Corporate functions. Offering babysitting services at corporate events ensures attendees can participate fully in the event or convention without worrying about childcare. Basically, what this function is, there's a corporate who is putting on a convention, and everyone needs to be in a meeting or a class, or they have to be on a trade show, and they don't have to worry about, okay, who has the kid. They're in the room with childcare providers, and they're being entertained and they're getting fed too. So they'll be able to be more relaxed and more comfortable. Now the corporate events, like weddings are more personalized. They're more because it's more of the couple's family and friends, as in with the corporate event, it's not as personalized. Some of them are a little bit, but at the larger ones, it's more of like an in and out thing. So I like the smaller corporate events because you build a connection with them through that. The other one is a community gathering. So like those are the service of community gatherings, support family participation, making these events more inclusive and enjoyable, like the church events that we do. Sometimes, and then we also have like children fairs out here that they'll reach out to us and want us to set up a little area for the children to be entertained while other things are going on, like they're visiting a food truck and things like that. So those are the specific events. I mean, there's more events out there, but those are the main three that stands out the strongest when you are looking at providing the service. Like I said, wedding versus corporate function. Weddings often require a more personalized approach with theme activities for children, while corporate events may need more straightforward, supervised care to ensure parents can focus on business. So I am very big, like I said, on personalization. I'm very personalized. I'm a personal person. I'm forever talking to somebody. My kids will tell you, Mom, can we go somewhere and you're not talking to anybody? No, we cannot. That's just me. Because if you don't talk to people, you never find out something that you're missing, you find through other people. But with our weddings, we start off just offering and specializing in weddings. And that is where we put a lot of passion and a lot of heart into building the company. So Our weddings are very, they may be asked to be themed out. They may ask to be more, they want to know what you're bringing. Like, what are you providing for these kids for the next 4, 6, sometimes 8 hours? As in, we're corporate events, they'll give you 4 walls and say, there you go. You can bring 2 packs of crowns and a coloring book and they're fine. As in with weddings, it's what are you bringing? How are you going to entertain this 12-year-old? How are you going to entertain this infant? How are you going to keep them from apart from each other when it comes down to them being in the same room? And so, but with corporate events, they do break them up in different age groups. Sometimes you have to ask that question because they don't always do it. Community events benefit from inclusive activities that engage in broad age range, whereas private parties might focus on age-specific entertainment. So one of the other events, what are private parties? It's a very small area, but it's something that if you focus on, you can build on. We do get calls from a lot of our event planners that are like, hey, my clientele is having a birthday party for their 5-year-old. We just need someone to come and watch the kids here, do face painting with them, and do a craft with them. They have all the other activities. So we'll go set up a station, excuse me, set up a station and we will do face painting for them. We'll design a craft for them based on the theme. And so these private parties, especially the birthday parties, they are huge here, like huge what they put out. You would think a 5-year-old was turning 16 at the time. So that is, and we have one particular event planner that calls us for her because that's her specialty for her clientele. So we already have a rapport with her, and so we know when we see her inquiry, we know it's a birthday party for a child, and she already knows what details to give us. All right. My favorite part of this industry. I think it's everybody's favorite part when it comes down to clientele and pricing. How do you price this industry? How do you price event sitting? And I just had a lunch meeting with another event setting company that is here in Orlando. And well, they're actually everywhere, but it was their director events who is stationed in Orlando. We just had a meeting, just sitting down, chit-chatting, trying to catch up, trying to see how things are going with on their side, on my side, make sure that we're both not going crazy, and we're not dealing with something that someone else is not experiencing. And the biggest thing that we talked about during that lunch was pricing. We have a lot of people that come into the industry and their pricing point to us do not make sense because we're trying to figure out how are they feeding or paying their staff. And I'm very big on compensating my staff on what they are worth, because if I feel like if you don't, then you're not gonna get that quality of service. And I have staff that's been with me for a very long time that if I get an event booked today, I can call them today and say, hey, I need someone here by this time here and ready to rock and roll, and they're going to do it because of the way that I take care of them on the compensation side and on the personal side. So the first thing is research your local competitors and event types to set competitive pricing. Now, it is a rabbit hole that you can go down when you are researching your competitors. But first, what you need to do is see who is out there, then understanding what you want to offer. Do you want to offer something huge, or do you want to just say, hey, show up here, here's a bag of toys, there you go? That depends a lot on what you're pricing, and that depends a lot on who your competitor is. Because if you get a clientele that calls you and you're pricing at one level and they're like, oh, well, I just called so and so, just like they do with nanny placing, and they priced me here. I said, okay, well, this is what we do. I can't speak for the other company, but this is what we do. because the clientele at the beginning, a lot of them do not understand your value, especially if they're just finding you off of Google or your Facebook page or Instagram, and they're not already pre-vetted from a planner who said, hey, listen, this is their price point, but you need to go with them. 9 times out of 10, you're going to sign that client faster than you sign a client that just found you off of Google, because it's harder for them to understand why you are $1,000 more than the other company. Um, then so once you realize what you want to provide, then you did pick one of those competitors and you research them more. You figure out who they're following, where their marketing, their pricing point is. And it is my goal is to get all this event industry babysitting companies together and share information. It's share. If your price is $1,000 less than me and that works for you, then that's great. I have a friend who's in Georgia. We run the same company, offer a little bit about the same, but our pricing is so different. But we go off each other, try to figure out, okay, why are you, oh, you can price that way. Oh, I can't price that way. Well, this is what I'm offering. Okay, I'm not offering that. So, I just want us to be more able to pick up the phone and say, hey, I just priced this client. She says she got a price from you. What can you tell me what you're offering? Because some of these pricing is just, like I always say, I'm like, I don't know how you're paying your client, your staff, um, once the event is done. So understanding that, um, refine your vision and mission. What is it that you want your clients, which are the parents and the children? It's not really the couple, and it's not really the organizer of the corporation. They are your clients. They're the ones that are going to leave with the oohs and ahs. They're going to leave with the ones that may leave with a complaint about something. Those are the ones you have to figure out what is the impact that you want to place in the industry on the event babysitting side. What do you want them to walk away with? What do you want them to say about your company? Be clear on the values of your services. I know me, what I want people to say about my company is I want a kid to be like, I don't want to leave. I'm having too much fun. I want them to be smiling the whole time, which sometimes don't always happen, but so far we're doing pretty good. I want them to be having fun. My biggest thing, my staff will tell you, is that no child should be idling. Everyone should be entertaining. We are like Disney employees. We are working hard. We are smiling. We are jumping from the ceiling. We are happy. That is what I want to place in the industry. I want a kid to hear the company name Tootles Event Sitters and say, they did so and so. Remember they did Aunt Jenny's wedding? Oh, we did this, we did that. Da, 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 da. That is what I want. That is the impact that I want to put on. And that is the value that I give my services when I talk to clients and I talk to potential partners on the industry and what we offer. Because I don't want anyone to think that we just send a bunch of babysitters. And I don't even say babysitters anymore. I actually say entertainment sitters because these are professionals. These are teachers. These are nannies. These are special ed teachers. These are moms. Like, we are entertaining your kids for the time that you are taking the night off to have fun, or you are in a class. We are providing so much information. I think I see the chat. Just give me 1 second. Let me see if I can. Oh, okay. All right. Yes, yes, entertainment centers. When I hear babysitting, I think of high schoolers. When I was in high school and I used to babysit the neighbor kid or the family down the street. Like, when I'm like, we are entertainment centers. I'm not sending you in high schooler. I'm sending you seasoned professionals that some of them, this is their bread and butter. This is what they do. So that is how you know what you want to impact the industry on, what type of name you want to put into the event industry. Because the event industry, the wrong thing can make or break you. Depending on like, again, knowing your demographics, especially if you're a new company. What is your process for security when you're checking out for corporate events? Do you have to use any security platform? Yes, we do have a security. Oh, I'm a mama bear when it comes to that. I'm gonna hold off because I do have a section in the slide for that one. But I've upset a lot of people on that part. But I always tell them, I'm going to treat your child and my staff the way we treat our children. And we want people to take care of our kids when we're not present. Um, okay. So tiered pricing, you can offer different packages based on the event size, number of children, and the service level. You can have a basic package that covers standard supervision with just basic activities. Just a couple of toys and a couple of coloring books. Or you can have a standard package that it covers things including like theme activities, or you can do a premium package with extended hours, personalized care, and specialized activities. And it all works on you. That depends on what you would like to offer. When I started Tootles, I offered all these packages. And it started getting really confusing, and talking to people and trying to multitask, I was forgetting what the packages were and what was offered. So we end up narrowing down to two packages. And they are pretty much a little bit of the same, but it's just like maybe one or two things is added into it. And our basic package is literally a basic package. And we stress that to our clientele. Like, this is what you're getting. Oh, well, we want blah, blah. Okay, well, that's this package. Oh, because it's a budget thing. It's working numbers for them. And they're like, oh, nope, this is our basic package. You have to be very clear on what your basic package is and what your next package is. That way you are not losing funds, because every time something leaves your office or leave your warehouse, it is being wear and tear on. The kids are writing with it, they're writing on it, they're touching it, they're playing on it, and then sometimes they'll end up breaking it. So now you just gave away a premium package to a standard package client, and now you have to replace that item, which you didn't make money for because you gave them basic package price. So you have to understand your packages, and if you want to offer packages, or you just want to say, hey, we have one package, this is what it is. Now, when it comes to personalized care, we get a lot of calls, again, because we're in Central Florida area. Hey, we have a wedding next month that is at one of our biggest venue hotels, that referrals. And the grandmother wants the kids together in the reception, like outside of the reception. But at one point in time, she wants them all broken into their own hotel rooms. That is extra fees. Because now I'm no longer staffing just for them as a group. Now I have to staff them when they break up into their own hotel rooms. And she said that's perfectly fine. So we did the numbers, we added that fee, and they were good to go. That was something that she personally requested because their wedding is going to 3 in the morning. So they want all the kids back in the room in their pajamas and down for bed. So the parents do not have to worry about it. By the time the wedding and stuff is over, they can just mosey on back to their room, and the kids are already asleep. So that is something, we're comfortable with, but you guys may not be comfortable with doing. And that's something that I can definitely help people price out when it comes to that, because you don't want to lose the money that you're offering for your package because they want to throw in a curveball. You want to still make your package money plus the extra fee, the extra money on adding additional service to it too. Um, okay. Now, also when it comes to pricing structure, you decide on if you're going to price it per child or by sitter. We use both pricing structures. It depends on our community events. We use is basically per sitter. That right there is our per sitter. Our weddings and our corporate, we go by child because I have to make sure I have 100 crowns or 100 this or 100 activities for them. And then you got to make sure you bring extra activities because someone's going to break it, rip it, do something to it. So you need to have extra because you don't want to tell her to have a breakdown because she didn't mean to put yellow. She really wanted to put purple, and then the purple put it on another side, and then she wanted here, and then so you want to be like, you know what, sweetie, don't worry about it. I have another one. I have one right here for you. So you want to make sure you have that extra. So that's why we charge per child because we want to make sure that we are going into I call it firewoman mode when we got to put out quick fires when it comes to those type of activities because we have them all the time. Every kid they have meltdowns. And then also you want to make because when you do per sitter, I don't know how one company that I know they were charging them like an hourly rate per sitter. Um, and they're like, we're not making money. I'm like, I know because about it, you look at what you're providing for them and you look at you do your budget. This is what you got to pay your sitters. This is what you have left after your sitters, but you also take in consideration of your insurance that you had to use, your equipment that you had to bring for them. If something breaks again, are you able to turn around from what you made off of that and replace it? It won't be at its value, but what it values now. That is a lot that one of the ladies that I'm coaching at this moment when it comes down to um pricing her events. And you cannot be afraid to say that number. Trust me, there's times I see a number, I'll be like, oh my God, they're not. But they do because they value your services and they understand everything that um you're providing. Now, I don't when you sell it to them, you're going to sell it to them in a way that they're not going to look at it per child and they're not going to look at it per sitter. Now, you would get people that are like, oh, I only need two sitters. And you're like, well, how many kids do you have? What are the ages? No, sweetie, you need four sitters. No, 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 we only need two sitters, and this is how much I want to pay. And I said, oh, I do apologize, but unfortunately that is not in our pricing structure. If you would like to go with our company, this is what we offer at this pricing. They will either say yes or they will either say no. Because at the end of the day, you have to look at it like, is it going to benefit your company and your girls to leave? Especially we get a lot of calls for New Year's Eve. And when we give out the pricing for New Year's Eve, we get maybe one booking. Oh, that's a lot. Well, it's New Year's Eve. I have to offer top, dollar because these people are leaving their family and coming to spend until sometimes 2 in the morning with children while you are either getting married, watching fireworks, or having a New Year's Eve party. So it's knowing like, okay, at this point in time, the pricing needs to go up. So that is like, again, that's something that I'm working with a tell client now on how to figure out what's the best pricing and in her demographics. Okay, marketing. When it comes to marketing, you want to build a relationship. You already have a nanny agency, you already have the candidates there, you have your nannies there, you have your on-call nannies, you have your hotel nannies, and you're like, okay, I have the staff. How do I reach out to these venues and these wedding planners? But don't mistake that your makeup artists, your DJs, your photographers, your videographers, all of those, the convention centers, the security guards, those are just as reliable referrals to bring you business in the industry than only a planner and the venue is. You want to build a relationship with the planner and the venue, and you want to build it through networking and building a partnership. But don't go building, and especially if it's a high luxury planner, and don't go in there like, I need to connect with you. Oh my God, don't be eager like that. You you are bringing their clientele, and some of them don't even know we exist as an event babysitting company. You are bringing their clientele and you are helping them build their business to offer another service. And if you try to connect with one and they don't connect with you, it's okay. Don't get discouraged. There is a wedding planner that does a huge amount of Indian weddings out here, and I have been trying to connect with her for years, for years through where does she hang out at? What networking events is she going to, or her staff is going to? Where is she having these her wedding venues that she is like so connected with? Like trying to find out that information and connect with her. And finally, me and her connected. Yes, she uses another company, but she talked on the phone with me and she was like, wow, I did not know you do all of this. And the way that, like I said, the vision that I'm trying to impact the event industry is I want every kid to know our name and have fun. That when the other family member gets married and they say that our company is going to be there, they're already excited to get dropped off. And we have that. We have a lot of returning clients or clients that's like, oh no, we were at so and so's wedding, you were there, so we wanted to go ahead and book you now. Like we have that a lot. Um, we have, oh, they still have the craft that they did at the wedding from so and so's wedding. So you want to build that relationship and build that networking. Now, if you're like, look, girl, I cannot be going out to all these, because trust me, I know this a lot. If you have someone in your office or you have someone, your assistant, and be like, hey, can you pick one networking event in the wedding industry? Just pick one and just go to that one and just keep showing up and keep showing. That's what I did. I picked one wedding networking and I just kept showing up every day, every time they had an event, every time I had an event. And that's how they all start knowing who we are. I don't have an issue with socializing with someone, so I'll walk right up to somebody and be like, hey, how are you? But I will figure out who's going there, because sometimes they give you a list of who's going, or they may mark on Facebook and saying, oh, I'm interested or I'm going. And then I'll go look at their Facebook page or their business page and see what they like. Oh, they have two kids. Oh, their kids go to what they're in football or soccer or something, just so I can have something to speak to them about before I introduce my business to them. Because you want them to get to know you on a personal level before they get to know you on a business level. Because the event industry is a very clickety area. And as soon as they feel like someone is just trying to get their business and connection and not build a relationship, they will put a wall up on you. Venues. Pick 3 venues you're like, I need to be in these venues. This is where the planner that I like is in. I need to be in those venues. Email them, call them, send them messages on Instagram, set up a tour, get in that venue, bring it. Like we bring, okay, we bring a lot of, information to them at that time. The next thing is systems. There's Engine Hire, Dubsado, Honeybook, Nanny Logic, and Octopus Pro. We use Engine Hire, love them. Um, I'm gonna quickly, Stephanie gave my 10 minutes. Okay, I didn't realize it was gonna take this long. So my other baby of service is called the Sitter Service System. This is where I am very adamant about building a community for the event setting community, getting us together, getting us all on the same page. I do have a guide to event setting success. Right now I'm offering to any of the participants for free. So if you want to go ahead and take a picture of the screen and scan the QR code, there's the code to put it in. I just ask, if you read through it, please, please, please send me an email of any suggestions you may think I should add. Or if you want to do a video for me of a review about it, and you don't mind me posting it on our social media. I'm just trying to get this information out as much as possible. Also, for those that may want to just chat and come up, need a little bit of a coaching, my 60-minute coaching session also is discounted. And then we also have part of your membership will have like email templates, monthly Zoom meetings, And then I also offer trainings, on-site training, hands-on trainings, on-demand trainings. I will come to you and train your staff on how to properly handle an event. So pretty much like the question was about checking in and out. We do have a check in and out system. And with the check in and out system is we do use engine hire. So we use their everyone has to pre-register before prior coming. We don't get no surprise visits at the door. I do not take any kids that is not pre-registered because we get that way, way, way too much. And I want to make sure that we're staffed properly. Every kid get a wristband and a name tag on them. And if they have an allergy, there's a special marker that we use that our staff knows. And we go over with the parents when they drop off to confirm all pickup information, if there's anyone that needs to be added or anyone that needs to be taken off. And that goes for weddings and all of our weddings and corporate events. And we have a lead sitter on staff is the only one that communicate with the parents. We don't have the sitters do. We want the sitters to 100% pay attention to the children. There's a lead sitter on staff who is communicating, sending pictures. I do apologize, dogs. We will take pictures of the kids, especially if they had a rough drop off, send it to the parents. They're having fun. They're playing with Legos. They're good to go. When they pick up, we check ID, we check them out. Simple as that. Um, I hope that answered your question. I don't know if there's any more questions in here. Any other questions, Stephanie? I don't.
Yes, we have a couple in the Q&A box here. Lisa asks, do you have preset or customized packages for clients to choose from based on your event equipment?
We do. It is very simple. Like basic is here. You choose this toy or this toy. Like we have like what we call our inclusive toys, and we have um two special activities that we do at every event. So they get to choose which one they want to do. We make cups because I got tired of throwing out plastic cups, or they can do the picture frame with a Polaroid picture of the kid to take home. So it's like a kid's favor. So they can choose the packet with the cup or the packet with the cup and the frame.
Awesome, thank you. We have one more. How many special event staff members do you like to keep on call in your candidate pool?
I do hiring continuously. I don't stop hiring because people come and go. So right now on our Florida side, we're sitting at 60 sitters. And then on our New Jersey side, we're at 25 because we're still growing. So our 60 sitters right now ranges from Tampa, the St. Augustine, Jacksonville, all the way around. But we are continually hiring because some are on only on the summertime, only during holiday time, or at certain times of the year because of their schedule.
Awesome, thank you. Any more questions? This has been so amazing.
Thank you. And then if anyone wants to connect, here's my information. My IG for the sitter service system, and then for Tootles Event Sitters. Please shoot me an email. I'm more than happy to talk with you. And I'm very passionate about this industry because I feel like it's an industry, and you guys know what nanny placing too, it gets overlooked and they think it's a bunch of high school people and it's professionals.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
anybody else blown away like me? Because this is amazing, so amazing. And I can't thank you enough for joining us and sharing your wisdom. I'm definitely going to be sending your information out, and we definitely have to have you again. Yeah, this was great. Any last minute questions? You guys good? Yes, so good. Outstanding. Wishing you much continued success.
Thank you.
Love it, love it, love it. Awesome. Well, thank you
And then
again.
also I wanted to add, if there's anyone using engine hire, I can also teach you how to use that a little bit more because that's what we use.
I might need that.
Okay, let me
Yes,
know.
yes, I use Engine Hire and I love it, and I would love to
Yes.
expand more. So I'll definitely be reaching out.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us, and we will bring up our next speaker shortly.
All right.
So, you guys, how amazing. How amazing. How amazing. Gosh, the wealth of knowledge and information we've been receiving the last 2 days, unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I love that Tyneshia is staying within her niche. She's like, this is what I do. I don't do this type of placement. I do events. And that is awesome. I'm excited. So excited. Let me know.